Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I am Coach Kim with Forever Works, and today we have something very exciting. Now I know as home decor seasonal designers, we always have to be ahead of the game, at least 2 to 3 months ahead. So yes, we are going to be doing a Halloween design. So make sure you like and subscribe to my channel so that way you know of new available videos. So let's have fun and let's get creative. We are starting off with a 24-inch swag base. I do believe I got this from Craft Outlet, so make sure you check out their website. They also have other colors as well. If they don't, make sure you check other online stores such as the Wreath Shop, Trendy Tree, check Etsy. Just put in Google search for 24-inch swag base. Now I did cut the bottom of it off here. We are going to do a handmade attachment. Absolutely adorable. So this is the attachment we're going to use today. And this adorable little Halloween cat pumpkin is from Wreaths and More by KP on Etsy. Now, I love her work. This is not the first attachment that I've gotten from her. I've gotten a few over the years. She's amazing. So I really do like getting my attachments from her. So let's bring this along. It also comes with 2 pipe cleaners here. So that way you can attach to your base. Now this can go on a regular like 20 or 24-inch round pine base. I would definitely probably try to squish the round base a little bit more together, a little bit more narrow, and then attach that. But we're just going to use this. He's absolutely adorable. I love it. Alright, so let's get this cutie patootie attached. Now we're not going to go down here like right here in the middle. We are going to bring him up a little bit. Do a couple of twists here. And then we're going to wrap the pine ties around the base, or the spine I like to call it, of the swag base. And that way we have a little bit of room down here. And I'm just going to go by feeling, or you can flip it over if you want to. So usually these type of colored bases are a little bit more expensive. And I've had this base here for a bit, but I just really find it to be a lot more convenient, and it blends in really well when you're working like with red for Christmas and Valentine's, black for Halloween. I think it just gives it a more blended look. Make sure you spread out your pine tips. Now you can always move this up a little bit more if you do want to. So let's actually see if we can do that. I think I want to move it up just a tad more. Alright, and there we go. Now we might need to get the little lint brush after all is done and probably just go over it because it does collect a little bit of the fuzzies, just to give it a nice cleanup. Alright, and now we're going to bring in our mesh. So we have 3 different colors that we're going to bring in, and we are going to alternate them. So we're going to start here with the black. Again, I usually trim my mesh pieces anywhere from 15 to 20 inches depending on the project. If it's a big project, then I will go the full 20. I think I did about 15 on this one. And then you're just going to twist. And then we're going to bring in our orange one, and again you're going to just curl in and then squeeze in the middle. And do your twist. Now on this attachment we have colors of pink and we have gold here. You can always use those colors if you want to. So again, curl in the sides, pinch in the middle. But I'm going to go with the traditional Halloween colors of orange, black, and purple. Okay, we're going to continue to go along here on the bottom and the outside towards the top. And then we'll see if we need to put maybe one underneath here. We'll see about that. And we may have to tighten it, but I left it a little bit loose so that way we can bring in the mesh. All right, let's finish the rest of it. Okay, now we have the mesh on there. So I think we'll be okay without having to put anything right here, but as we work along with the rest of the supplies, then we'll see if we need to, because we can always go back in and put some more there if we need to. Now that we have our area somewhat clean, we're going to add another piece here underneath the attachment, and I think that will fill up the hole that is right under here. There we go. Let's stick it in there. The orange mesh will blend in with the orange pumpkin. You can always bring your ties there. That way it'll give it more of a completed look. Alright, so that's what we did. Ta-da! Alright, now let's bring in our creepy bundle here. Now, I know this is such a sweet and cute attachment, but it is Halloween. So, we're going to bring in this creepy bush. This is from Hobby Lobby. Let me get the number for this that I have the tag for. Now, I'm not sure if this number is right, but I will try to see if I can find this on the website, and then I will post it in the description below. All right, the number I have here is 546770. And that is for this creepy bush. I don't know exactly what it's called. I did use this in my graveyard Halloween decor, so it was really, really cool. So we're gonna see about doing that with this, and it does shed, so just be aware. We're gonna just stick this underneath. Now I might have to trim some of these pieces down, so for like the smaller ones you can always cut it in half. So let's bring these towards the bottom here, more closer to the mesh. I like to trim some of these down. Here are some smaller pieces. I think these are all tall. There was another type of creepy bush that I used, but Hobby Lobby chose to discontinue that item. So I got what they had last year, so we might have to substitute that for this. This is not bad, but I thought it was cool when I used this in my project last year that it worked really well with the other creepy green bush. So we're going to stick this all the way around and see if we like it. Now if you need to, as you get more towards the bottom, you can always bend it so it more flows down, so that way it's not sticking out this way. You can just have it come down, flow down a little bit. And we're just going to continue to do this, trim down. All through the wreath. but this is called a Wild Ava Grass Spray. I did get this from Craft Outlet. So I thought we'd bring this in with the freakiness, and we may not need a whole lot of these. I got 4 of them, but the way this bush is, I mean, just look at the bush. I mean, you can cut, like, and get a whole lot of pieces, so that will definitely save you, unless you want to use one big piece and do it that way. But I'm definitely going to trim these down to give me more pieces, so that way it's more of a budget spray. Alright, let's see how we go here. Okay, trim this down, get a nice bottom finish. And now, let's see, we'll put it through in here, blend it in. We're just going to stick this spray throughout the wreath. That's what we have right there. So you definitely want to put like smaller pieces here on the top, and then put your longer pieces and have it flow with the rest of the wreath. So we may put, so those 3 pieces that we have of this, might cut those down and then stick them here around there. But let's get this spray in, and then we'll go from there. Cool. I am liking it so far. Alright, we're going to be working with 3 ribbons. We have 3 of that are 7/8 by 10 yards. So this is the 3 that we're going to be working with: purple, orange, and black. So if you do want to use like a 4-inch, that will definitely cover more, and then, or even a 2.5 inch. But we're going to go with the skinnier ones here. Alright. So you can either drop these on the floor, or you can use like a ribbon holder. My husband built this one for me. So that way, as I was using 4-inch ribbon and then 2 to 3 other ribbons, it was a lot easier to put this on here and just do it from there. But since this is a thinner ribbon, I don't think we'll need that, but you can always use your easy bow maker or whatever you want to use, however you make your bows. So I'm gonna try to make our tails longer than the wreath, and then that way we can trim as we need to. Okay, so let's do this. So our loops are going to be a tad larger than we would with the other size ribbons. So the loops, this is a 6-inch loop. Bring this here in the middle, pinch it, flip, uncurl your ribbon, flip again, and do a loop. And straighten your loops out like that. Looks good. Untangle your ribbon again, then bring in our orange and black again. Use your thumb to hold the middle, flip, and hold in the middle again, untangle your ribbon, too big. Let's move that down. Alright, so doesn't happen often, but we do have this loop right here that is bigger than this loop right here. Now, to the eye, you wouldn't really notice the difference, but I do. So I'm going to move this over here, and then I'm going to move this down right there. So now we're good. So if you feel like doesn't feel right and you might need to make an adjustment, then go ahead and do that. Alright, so I'm going to bring our zip tie in. Now fluff out your loops if you need to before you tighten it. cut it. Alright, so right here, and there is not a pine tie. Well, actually, nope, there's no pine tie. So what we're going to do is get our pipe cleaner and we'll wrap it around. You can always tie it to the spine of the swag base, or you can tie it to the pine tie. Just maneuver your pipe cleaner through. Probably should have used black, but because it'll match with everything else, but that's alright. And then twist. Now with your tails, you just want to cut them at a slant. And just go and cut it at a slant, angle, however you want to call it. Okay, so now we got our pretty little bow. So there we go. So we're gonna do a loop, I think here at the top of the corner here. And then we will do like the curve and then tails maybe. Well, let's see. Alright, so let's do curve. Let's do a loop, I mean. Okay, so this loop here is approximately about 5 inches. But we want our tails to be long enough. So let's make the loop a little tad bigger. And I'll take us back to a 6-inch loop, just like right there. And then we're going to grab a pine tie. If you don't have a pine tie, then use a pipe cleaner to do it. Okay, and then we have our tails there. Let's do black on bottom, purple, and a fine ribbon. And then we're going to go underneath the top layer that we have here. I think that will probably work. We'll go through the top layer. Okay. Now we've got the top layer here, and then we're going to find a pine tie. Is this one or is this two? Oh, it's two. Okay, good. Makes it a tighter way. And then you're going to spread them out. Okay. Now sometimes this can be a little bit of a pain in the butt. You just gotta keep on unrolling your ribbon. Because when you have it on the floor, be a pain in the butt sometimes. Alright, and then we have a pine tie here. So then we're going to spread our loops. Okay, let's see how that is. Do we see? Tighten that up a bit. I don't want the loops too far out. Okay, and then, okay, so we got tails here, which we can trim. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Alrighty, there we go. Now, if you feel like you might need to put some ribbon here at the top, depending on how your design goes, then do that. This is what we got from top and then all the way down to the bottom. Now I'm definitely seeing we need some more of the creepy grass spray over here. So let's grab a piece here, trim it down. Definitely need that. Definitely need that there. Feel it's lacking. Okay, so now we can come through and bring another creepy stem in here. And then we got one. So I would get 2 bushes of these. So that way you have one just in case. So we're going to put this one right underneath the bow. And then I would get 3 of these, what is it called? The Ava, it's the wild Ava grass. I would get 3 of these. So that way if you want to stick somewhere that they might need to go, you can do that. So now that we got our ribbon in here, indeed. Cute indeed, cute indeed, cute indeed. Yeah, I would definitely. Get 2 bushes of this and 3 to 4 of these. Yep, sure would. That way you can definitely add more spooky, creepy feel if you want to, or if you do want to turn this into an absolutely adorable Halloween wreath, I would use, maybe leave out the creepy bush, maybe bring in some fall colors, leaves. I have heard, I haven't checked my Hobby Lobby or Michael's or anything like that to see if they have any fall simple bushes that you can stick through, like picks and stuff. But again, you can always check the online stores and see what they have. But here is our cutie patootie. So, I would definitely try to use like maybe a lint brush to clean them up. They're adorable. Halloween, can't go wrong. So hopefully this gives you the inspiration you need when it gets time for you for the spooky season. I will have this wreath ready to go in my shop on my website, so if you're interested, I will post the link down in the description below if you want to check it out and get it for yourself. So, but other than that, I hope you guys have a wonderful week and weekend, and I will see you very soon.